Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good evening for every viewers who watch this video. How are you doing tonight? So this Saturday night on the final assignment from Mr. Rahman for the English Language Center, our group will discuss a very interesting topic. For next few slides in this video, each members of this group will share an information. There is me, Muthia Aqilah, and also my friend Intan Nurisa. We are from Faculty of Psychology, and there are also our cool friends Malika, Khoirun, Nisa, and Laelatun, Nurul, Lutfi from Faculty of Dakwah and Communication, majoring in Communications and Journalism. I'm so glad if everyone okay tonight in the middle of our academic and organization business. So straight away, the topic we will discuss is about Zen generation, aka Gen Z. In short, we will discuss our own generation, how well-known issues exist, and also each of us will present our findings regarding facts and data. We will talk about marriage, mental health, creativity, and technology in Gen Z view. But before we started, what is the definition of Gen Z? So, Generation Z or Gen Z, sometimes known as Zoomers, is the demographic cohort that comes after millennials and proceeds before Generation Alpha. Members of the Gen Z years were born between 1997 and 2012. So as of this year, the Gen Z range is anywhere from 12 to 27 years old. Basically, all these members of Gen Z are starting their post-education years, new careers, and also families. So, let's go straight to the first discussion. We will listen to Laelatun Lutfi, who brings mental health issue in Generation Z. So, for Lae, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. I will share about mental health Gen Z. Mental health and self-diagnosis and the impact of easy access to the internet and social media on the mental health of young people and the dangers of self-diagnosis. Gen Z is the generation born between 1997 and 2012. Just like the other generation, most of their behavior is shaped by how they grow. The first Gen Z were born when the use of the internet has just become universal. Since the internet has become so massive that everyone can access it from everywhere and anywhere, as also has some effect on Gen Z. The growth of the internet has also become the main reason for our daily behavior nowadays. Through the internet, Gen Z definitely has a different perspective from the previous generation because they can get a lot of information, have discussion with people around the world, and much more, and this is completely different from the previous generation. There are many things that distinguish Gen Z from its previous generation, but one of them is their sensitivity to mental health. Maybe the other generation would see the mental health issue as something that is not really important. They tend to think that mental health is always related to people who lose their sanity. They also tend to take mental health for granted and only go to the professional after it gets serious. However, mental health is not that simple and is indeed more complex than it seems. Gen Z and their awareness of mental health generation Z understand well that everyone has a different state of mental health. They understand that different things will have different impact on different people's mental health. This generation is also more aware of this issue than previous generation, where the previous generation was asthmatic and underestimated going to a psychologist and getting help from an expert. Gen Z is our and does not cover enough. Gen Z and self-diagnosis about mental health with all the confidence of the internet that Generation G has. They call access in whatever and wherever they want. They do not want the problem just like the other generation to access the information. Generation Z can access the information with just one touch to their smartphone. They can find or answer relate to their feeling very easily, including with looking for answer to the symptoms they are feeling, especially those relate to mental health. Since going to the psychologist costs a lot of money, some Gen Z tend to look up their symptoms of the internet. When they see the symptoms of a disease and they are the same as what they feel, they will think that is the disease that they are suffering from. Self-diagnosis is definitely not something that can be done by ordinary people because to diagnose disease is must go through its own stage. Self-diagnosis causes unnecessary worry can lead to generation anxiety disorder and interfere with a person's daily activities. Other than that, self-diagnosis could also lead someone to misdiagnosis, and this is very dangerous. I want to quoting from opinion of Karen Hadley. See, a lot of people in their early 20s are here physical therapy practice. I deal with a lot of trauma which I think understand the anxiety and the depression that we see. She said people can often cope with a single issue such as relationship breakdown or financial worries but can be overwhelmed when they have to deal with two things at the same time. Mental health is very important and is understood by Gen Z. Thank you.
That was quite an interesting presentation. I agree that Zoomers are open minded about mental health and are starting to destroy the negative stigma. Now we will move to the second issue, that is technology is a big part of Gen Z's life. What are the facts apart from the fact that we are presented with technological advances since we were born? Will be delivered by Intan Nurisa. Let's listen for her idea. Intan, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, so I'm Intan and I want to share with you about technology and Gen Z. So let's get started with why is Gen Z good with technology? So I think this is because today technology and Gen Z go hand in hand. Like Gen Z has been raised with 24/7 access to the internet, a huge collection of connected devices and social media right now. From the moment they came into this world, this content tech connection has shaped their um, view of the world, making technology not a toolbox but an essential part of our life. From chatting with friends to learning new skills to finding that perfect man, Gen Z use tech for everything. They are even pushing the boundaries of what technology can do, and the future looks super tech savvy because of them. So, and I want to share with you too about millennial versus Gen Z in technology. So the comparison between these two generations. So have you wondered how Gen Z is changing the world? Now imagine growing up with smartphone and the internet at your fingertips. Gen Z is mega comfortable with tech because it's always been around, and they are on their way to becoming the ultimate tech whizzes. On the other hand, their older siblings, the millennial, also had a big impact on how we use tech today. So let's see how these two generations takes up. The first one is, how is Gen Z growing up with technology? As a result of Gen Z growing up with technology, they have a unique perspective on technology and its role in society. Generation Z, technology is not just a tool but a way of life. So they use it to communicate, learn, work, and also play. So Gen Z is a driving force behind the development of new technologies and the advancement of existing ones. The impact of technology on Generation Z is vice versa. It's all only just the beginning. Let's just take a look how Gen Z is shaping in the future in technology. So I want to talk the about the rise of mobile technology. When we talk about Gen Z and technology, their reliance on smartphones comes to mind. From paying for land with just a tap to battling friends in Epic Mobile Legends, and then chatting with classmates every time, anywhere. And mobile technology keeps us connected and entertained. That's the potential of Gen Z and technology together. It's all about what works for us on our terms. And then we also embracing our social media. So social media has significantly changed the relationship between Gen Z and technology. They use it to communicate with others, exchange stories, and air their ideas as well. As a result, there is no more emphasis on using virtual storytelling and social media influencer to market goods and services. And then let's talk about demand and personalization. Personalization is a norm in the world Gen Z has grown up in, and technology also Gen Z are both experiencing ups and downs at the same time. Technology must deliver individualistic experiences to Gen Z. And for the last, I want to say that the technological world is changing dramatically, and Gen Z is positioned to play a key role in determining how technology will develop in the future. Gen Z and the technology are changing the world for the better, and this generation and this industry are working together to bring about amazing changes. With Gen Z as innovators like Calvin Doe, Gitanjali Rowe, and Ursula Mochi Mochi using their distinctive viewpoint and abilities that we believe the world will be a good, better place to live tomorrow. That's all from me. Thank you.
I sometimes hope that we don't get sore eyes when we get old because we often look at screens for years, but we are indeed capable of facing the progress of the modernization era. Thank you, Intan. And now it's Malika Heronisa's turn. She will talk about Gen Z opinion about marriage life. Wow, this is quite unique phenomenon. Gen Z is said to not prioritize getting married quickly like previous generation. Let's straight away to Malika Herunisa. Time is yours.
Thank you. Here, I want to discuss about marriage. I will tell you about Generation Z that does not make a marriage a priority. Different from previous generation, this has been proven by the many opinions of Gen Z and data. The number of marriages in Indonesia drops significantly every year. In fact, quite a lot of young people who are socially and psychologically ready to enter marriage deliberately postpone or choose not to get married. Marriage for many young people is no longer the main priority when life becomes established. The usual way of life of studying or college or working, that getting married and having children is increasingly far from their imagination or dreams. Fulfillment of life or happiness in life is no longer measured by having a life partner and children or a nuclear family. I have two people who can be used example here. First, interview with Dwi Hastuti, a general manager at a teacher training institute in Jakarta, is currently not thinking about getting married. For her, getting married is no longer a priority. Also, being unmarried is no longer a burden because this is her life choice. In addition, there are 6 young people in his office who are similar age and still unmarried. They even share the same view of not making marriage a priority in life, despite nearing their mid-30s. They enjoy their life, works, socialize, and life as they believe without getting too bothered by the comments from those around them because they are still not married. As a woman, Dwi does feel burdened by comments that she will have difficulty having children if she gets married later in life. Although her parents or family hope she will get married, she still believes that getting married or not is her choice, not because of family pressure. Second one is from Randy, who viewed marriage as a complex. A specialist in education for sustainable development in Jakarta is actually quite well established. He lives in an apartment, actively participates in a yoga community, goes to the gym, and hangs out at the cafe. He also always makes time for healing once a month, at least to Bandung or Sukabumi. Every year, he always has an agenda for traveling at home or abroad. Randy firmly admits that marriage is not his priority. In fact, committing to a marriage is not his choice. I have always had a different way of thinking. For me, being in a relationship does not necessarily lead to marriage commitment. Marriage is a complex. Even the relationship with one's own parents and family is complicated, and adding in-laws to the equation only adds to complexity, he said. Randy admitted that he has an open mindset toward relationship. Various books and information on current life trends have shaped his thinking differently from his family's. He also does want to add to the burden of planet Earth, which already has billion inhabitants. Randy is enjoying his life and achievement at present and feels free to do whatever he wants without any hindrance of a partner or children. For Randy, living like this is something he would not let go of, and he is ready to prepare for his future alone. The choice of Dwi and Randy, as young people who are not in a hurry to get married, is affecting the number of marriages in Indonesia. According to data from the Central Statistic Agency, the number of marriages in Indonesia has experienced a significant decline from 2018 to 2023. In 2018, the number of marriages was recorded at 2.01 million and decreased to 1.96 million 2019. So that's why I understand people about marriage is not a priority for today. Young people. Thank you.
I totally agree with Lika. Our generation is more focused on career, self-development, and education. Thank you. So this is the final discussion, namely about creativity. Our Gen Z includes creative people. So, result from what I've been looking for, the answer is yes. Gen Z's pride is in creativity. Gen Z considers themselves as the most creative generation yet, a new poll suggests. When asked about activities, behaviors, and conditions that help generation of people achieve peak creativity, this generation outmatched all others. The survey conducted on behalf of Adobe found, thus dubbing the Zers a nickname Generation Create. What we found is that Gen Create are digital natives who are also more creatively inspired by family, friends, and love more than any other generation, Adobe said in its study. And they are likelier than any other generation to say that both social media and social activism make them more creative. Growing up in the technology era, Gen Create is more inspired by music, social media, and social connections, the survey found. The 2020 poll surveyed 5,000 participants of all generations across 5 countries, including the US, the United Kingdom, Japan, Germany, and Australia, among the key findings. First, while the top 10 activities that make Gen Z feel creative are similar to other generations, like listening to music, cooking, spending time alone, the survey found Gen Z replaced meditating with gaming in their top 10. And second one is music is more likely to have an impact on Gen Z's creativity than other generation. Total is 67%. And cooking is the second highest ranked activity that inspires creativity among all generations, but 62% of Gen Z said it makes them feel more inspired. And fourth thing is Gen Z are significantly more likely to do something creative every day. And the last found is social media is an inspirational outlet among Gen Z. Total 47% of whom say that checking social media makes them more creative. Unlike the millennials who came of age during the Great Recessions, this new generation was in line to inherit a strong economy with record low unemployment, according to the Pew Research Center. That has all changed now, as COVID-19 has reshaped the country's social, political, and economic landscape. Instead of looking ahead to a world of opportunities, Gen Z now peers into a certain future. We are just starting to understand this next generation, 13 to 23 years old, Adobe said in its report, but we've seen that they use creativity in their daily life more than any other generations. And yeah, that's it. We have completed 4 topics from 4 people about Generation Z. We get new insight, useful information, and therefore, we have also unofficially completed our last language center assignment. Another achievement checklist. Good job everyone for good cooperation. Hopefully we can meet on another occasion, and I hope we will always be successful wherever we are. Last word, thank you very much. Wama taufiqi illa billah, alihi taqatu wa liune. Let's close this discussion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.